So, but the president yesterday actually did something that I think he should have been doing for a very long time. And that is he was touting his administration's role in making a COVID vaccine, despite the skepticism from his own base, including, RFK Jr. And during yesterday's cabinet meeting, he praised his administration's handling of the pandemic rollout of Operation Warp Speed. Take a listen.
I had the greatest economy in the history of our country my first 4 years, despite COVID, which was a very unfortunate situation for the whole world. We did a great job with it, never got the credit for the job we did. Operation Warp Speed, people say, is one of the greatest achievements ever in politics or in the military, because it was almost a military procedure. But everybody, including Putin, said that Operation Warp Speed, what you did with that, nobody can believe it. And we did a great job.
Yeah, just a fact check there. He didn't have the greatest economy ever his first 4 years. He ranked number 7th. If you look at GDP since 1945, Jimmy Carter had higher GDP than the first Trump administration. Not sure what Vladimir Putin weighing in on COVID has to do with anything. But the bigger point, I think Donald Trump, in a presidential library, if you're looking at achievements, the first wing of it should be Operation Warp Speed, because when COVID hit, we had so many people around this table that would say, you may not get a vaccine for 5, 6, 7 years. They got it, 9, 10 months. It really was one of, and again, for all the scientists and everybody else that were working that, one of the great one of the great medical achievements of our generation. And, he's been afraid to say what he said yesterday because his base hates it.
Well, he's totally right. Operation Warp Speed was great. It was like a military operation in terms of having the supply chains and everything work. But it was also based on years of scientific research, including Kate Kurichko and others who got federal scientific grants to study things like RNA and how RNA can be a messenger to build like the facsimile of a spike protein. That may sound complicated, but it isn't. It's pretty simple. And those type of mRNA vaccines done with really great research funded by the federal government and others at research universities, you now have the Secretary of Health and Human Services, Robert Kennedy Jr., calling into question mRNA vaccines because they sound spooky. Well, that's ridiculous. And likewise, calling into question whether we should be giving research grants to research universities.
And Susan, to that very point, the reason why Americans don't talk about Operation Warp Speed enough in President Trump's estimation is because President Trump himself ran away from it. That some of the members of his base didn't like it, so he stopped talking about it. And to Walter just said, RFK Jr. just in the last few days is reporting he's considering banning the COVID vaccine altogether.
Oh, my God.
As well as, of course, all of the cuts that he has made to mRNA vaccine research.
How do you do that? Again, we're talking about, as Walter said, as anybody would say that looked at this, one of the great medical and scientific achievements in our lifetime, and RFK Jr. is saying we want to wipe this off the face of the earth.
Yeah, already he has said that they want to change the guidance for who could get it. And now, Susan, reporting just eliminate it altogether, no longer offer it.
What the hell?
What was one of, we just heard President Trump say this yesterday, a monumental achievement for his administration.
John, I remember when I got my first COVID vaccine, like it was the day I got married. I remember standing in a long line in the cold, and I got this vaccine, and I felt like crying. I was so grateful for having it, because you remember there were so many Americans and people around the world dying from COVID, and then suddenly we had this vaccine available. If you think about the role of government, and we have lots of disagreements in this country about the appropriate role of government, I think there were very few people in America who did not see this as a legitimate and important, crucial role of government to have developed that vaccine.
Yeah, but Walter, it opened up the world.
Yeah.
I mean,
Businesses.
it opened up businesses
Economies.
all over the world.
Schools.
It opened up schools all over the world. It saved how many millions of lives? It just did. And as far as side effects, there were side effects, but there were far greater side effects from COVID itself. And there's one study after another that said it was safer than taking aspirin if you just looked at the numbers. And so, again,
Absolutely.
the fact that you have this would be like somebody undermining Jonas Salk. Yeah, like 2 years later. Like, how in the world does RFK Jr. take this great scientific, this great medical achievement and say, yeah, you know what, because of superstition, and because of a lot of lies on the internet, what we're gonna do, and let's just put it, the guy that RFK Jr. served, I'm gonna wipe that off the face of the earth.
You know, the COVID vaccine, I was down here in New Orleans. I went to one of the clinical trials way before it was approved, the first month or so when they were testing it. I figure that's sort of a civic duty, like jury duty or something. I'm going to go into a clinical trial. So I got blind, whether I got it or not. The problem, though, and we have to be upfront about it, is sometimes we overstated what it could do, like could it stop all transmission? The virus could mutate around it. Our problem was that sometimes we overstated things and people lost confidence. They have to understand, though, what the scientific method is, which is you have a hypothesis, you get new evidence, you revise your opinions. And so I think, as Trump said yesterday, this is one of the great triumphs of science and of government-funded research. And messenger RNA type vaccines can do an enormous amount on any virus attacks we have, because it starts off with a technology that bacteria have been using for 1 billion years to fight viruses.
Professor of History at Tulane University, Walter Isaacson, and editor of The New Republic, Michael Tomasky. Thank you both very much. Michael's latest piece in The New Republic is available to read online right now. And